subscribe. Lemonade, 0 sugar. Welcome. So what did I miss? Let me see. It's the same with Elder Scrolls 6. Oh yeah, they're probably going to sell 3 more Skyrim editions before the finally comes out. Man, Elder Scrolls 6, I really hope they don't put politics. I really hope they don't inject a lot of politics in these games. I really do. I just hope it's just a video game. I really do. So that's what I'm a little afraid when it comes to Elder Scrolls 6. If it's a tiny little bit, it's not a big deal. I'll mod it out. I'll mod it off. But I just hope we don't have another Dragon Age Veilguard. I'll be honest with you. And I'm just being honest with you. I'm not being hateful. I don't hate anyone. Live your life however you see fit. However, it's a game. I just hope the games don't become... I hate it when games become unrecognizable and denaturalized. And I think that this is really not an extreme take. It's a take of being sensical when it comes to these things. Skyrim is very political. There is a whole civil war. Yeah, I know, but it's politics inside the game. It's different. It is fantasy politics. Yeah, it's politics within its own. I mean, Final Fantasy Tactics is one of my favorite games ever. That game is so political that it's insane and it's beautiful, but it's not divisive. Only it's different to have politics within games that are different from real life politics. But it's also the idea of using the video game as a medium to inject your positions. That's when I'm starting to have a problem, because it feels like I'm being manipulated. You won't change my mind, but the younger generation, that's when it gets to a point when I'm like, what are you trying to tell me here? Like, what are you trying to inject in my head? And that's the part where it becomes disingenuous at that point. And the media has always been used for these kind of stuff. It's just that video games have become a multi-billion industry now. Yeah, and so can you imagine a new Heroes of Might and Magic, and it's all about modern politics? And that's one thing I say oftentimes. One thing I love about video games, board games, role-playing games, is that they were a way. They've always been a way. And I've gone through all of this in the 80s and 90s. I was there. They've always been a great way for people coming from different backgrounds, whether it be ethnically, politically, or religiously, to get together and find something that could unite. Because I played Warhammer with people with completely different political ideas to mine, religious ideas, and anything completely. And we loved it. Because you play as Dark Elves, I play as High Elves. In that moment, it doesn't matter. Because the hobby is the uniting part. Then if we end up talking about politics, we might disagree. But in that moment, the hobby is something that connects us. But now politics is injecting the hobbies, and so they divide. Because politics is divisive by its very nature. It's designed, and it's been like that. Look at ancient Rome. If you look at Roman emperors, they belong to different factions. Many people don't think that. They think they're all Romans. No, you've got the populists, you've got the royalists. It's always been like that. Politics is designed to set people aside and get them fight against each other for the benefit of the few. And so when you add that to hobbies, then hobbies are denaturalized because now they become divisive. And that's the thing that I don't like. If it's minor things, I don't have a problem. As you see, I see in a new video game, and then there is like, okay, the protagonist is black. I don't have a problem with that. If you twist the history though, because you have to delete white, then I'm going to have a problem with it. So you see, it's really case by case. Why are you doing this? Is it written this way because it's written well? Or is it written this way because you're trying to push a message? And then it becomes something that I have to question. And I shouldn't need to question it because it doesn't belong. Sub-Zero is better than Scorpion. I agree, TC. 100%. Chanzik says, I feel so, that's wonderful. You say, I feel sorry for people that have politics run their daily lives. Oh yeah, my gosh, that would be toxic. Like, it would be poison. I only watch a little bit. Like at night, I once watched like this debate between Destiny and Ben Shapiro. I got a little popcorn. I was doing something else. I don't know if I was painting miniatures. They were speaking ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, and I was like, that's entertaining. I watched it for like 15, 20 minutes, and then I switched to something else. That's how I watch politics. But yeah, I'll just share my mind on topics whenever I think it fits the what we're talking about, and then I revert back to Guile and Sonic Boom. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's how it's gonna be, my friends. Enemies elves? I'm an elf supremacist. So, wrong platform, my friend. Yeah, Sonic Boom. But thank you again, Solid, for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. We're getting like new members every live stream. So that really helps. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I know. You get the Imperials and you got the Rebels. But it's not like... Could you imagine if Skyrim was pushing... Just to give you the opposite idea... Could you imagine if Skyrim was like the Empire are the Republicans and the Rebels are the Democrats, and then you start seeing you've got like the Democrats are led, since the game adds vampires, right? The Democrats are led by Count Bite Them. The Imperials are trying to build a wall to keep the immigrants. Like, could you imagine that? Like, it would be unplayable. It would be unplayable. Saint Nicholas says, "What is your opinion on if the franchise is created as intended to have reflections on IRL in real life politics?" Because my very problem is when they take something and change it completely and now it's unrecognizable and I was a fan. That's my problem. If you want to make a game to specifically speak about a political issue, you can do it. Make it clear so people know and they can buy it. If they, I probably won't. Tico Torres asks, are you type 1 or type 2? You know, I get confused. I don't know. I don't know which one is which. Is type 1 male? Or it depends on the game. Also, sometimes it's type A, type B, so I'm getting confused. What about type M, type F? You know what? Whittle, at least you are more intelligent than whoever came up with type 1, type 2. That is actually more intelligent. I would still just use male and female, but that at least would get rid of a confusion. There we go. DEG mods. Let's check them out. Then, yeah, Liberating Game mods. They're in alpha. We'll check them out. Thanks for being based. Absolutely. Doing my best. Did the Romans have... I have a question on Twitch. Did the Romans have body type 1 and body type 2? No, they had male and female, but they also write about hermaphrodites. So, of course, they were aware of that. Which is actually interesting, because there are some ideas when it comes to legal status, because that was a problem that they needed to handle. Languages always pick the quickest route. Artificially trying to change it does not work. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I do agree. Sometimes, I mean, yeah, as you say, naturally, languages evolve, but they always do that organically. It's never really a thing that now you're not supposed to say this anymore, and we decided right this second, and everyone has to comply. That's not how you... Because words do go through semantic shifts. They do. Like, a word has a meaning, but over several generations it could lose the meaning, or it could expand the meaning, or it could change completely, only maintain the root. This happens a lot. It's just that it happens over generations and generations, and it also happens organically and naturally. So I think it's the artificial aspect of it that makes it a little... Basamatic says, what about a mod that makes every character one skin color? It's your game. You can mod it however you want. I personally wouldn't care. I wouldn't do it because I like the variety. Not to mention, I'm kind of someone who likes to stick to the law. So to me, red guards are black, so I wouldn't change them. Likewise, orcs are green, so I wouldn't change that, and so forth, right? Altmer have this kind of yellow tone, although I have changed that one in the past, so I kind of gave them a little bit of a whiter skin. I've done it for my character because it was an option, so I just slided it to the left, and it looked better, because I'm not a huge fan of the golden skin of the Altmer. But then again, you know, the rest of the Altmers, they all have that, and I'm cool with that, and same with the Dark Elves. I like that they have this kind of purplish, bluish skin, and I wouldn't change it. But it's your game, you do whatever you want. Basamatic is going with the crazy ideas. How about a mod that makes every female character a black man? If that's what you like, you do you, mate. I know I'm not gonna download that, but you do you, mate. Yes, I am an Altmer supremacist. Thank you for the donation. Last super chat for today. Yeah, I appreciate that. What's your opinion on boob armor? Would it be feasible for a large boobed girl to fit her boobs into a dome cuirass? You don't really need it, but I mean, in an alternative culture where things worked differently from a representative, like imagine, you know what happened in the Italian Renaissance with the heroic armor, but now imagine that we are in a fantasy situation where women, for whatever reason, maybe you have like high priestesses and they need to wear the armor as part of the culture. Would it make sense that the armor shows? Yeah, it could make sense and it could work. It's just that it's not necessary, because when you wear any form of plate armor, my wife wore plate armor and she's well presenting, and she can wear my plate armor no problem, because the metal does not touch. It's not like you have the breastplate, not to mention it's rounded anyways, it's not flat, but even if it's like this, right, the breastplate, but it doesn't touch skin. You wear all of your other clothing and then you put that on top, and it's absolutely fine, even if you have. But then again, from a cultural perspective, I don't see anything wrong with it. If it's it could work. Thank you, Solid, for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Man, we have a lot of fun here.